Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, it's a couple of these stories been cropping up, and, I'm going to start covering a little bit more of this. This is really going to be a part of my Mrs. Cartwright sort of deal because, okay, so this is not a video to show. This is just a post, and it says Rachel Lindsay went on a reality show to find her dream man. She got married, posed for pics. Now has to pay him $13,000 a month in spousal support. She offered him $10 a month, but he asked for 16, stating, "I deserve to keep my same lifestyle." Boss ladies, remember, of course, he wants to marry a rich woman. Make sure he likes you for you and not your money. But here's the thing. They pay top dollar for these brads, man, to be they'll pay anything to be Mrs. Cartwright. And then to never achieve Mrs. Cartwright status. All right. So apparently, these two people, Rachel Lindsay and Brian Abasolo, I think is how you pronounce his name. They met on the Bachelorette show, I think in like 2017 or 18 or something like that. And they, by the end of the show, he was the one that proposed to her. So they got married. They had been married for 4 years, living together and everything. And he's the one that filed for divorce. And so now she has to pay alimony. I mean, she has to pay alimony. She has to pay spousal support. Now she had money and he had money. Apparently he was a private practice chiropractor. Okay. She was always like into social media, podcasting, things of that nature. So that's how she was making her money. And then once you go on reality shows and things of that nature, they do pay you to go on reality shows. And so that's how she was making her money in the media world. And so they get together, and apparently she's successful in it because it takes a lot actually to be successful doing podcasts and so forth and on, to the point where you're making a really good living doing so. But you got to really keep up different content and things like that. It's a rat race like every other. It's not the easy, fast cash that people think that it is. It's still work. But in any case, that aside. So apparently, they have been living this way, making 5 figures or so per month. So once he filed for divorce, he, was taking advantage of the divorce laws. It was irreconcilable differences. And now she has to pay him spousal support. Here's the thing. So, so what? See, these Mr. Cartwrights know how to play them. These Mr. Cartwrights know how to play them. They really do. They do to them what chicks be doing to men all the time. And I noticed that they do it a lot to black women. They do this a lot to black women. They'll marry a black woman because she's such a boss and this and that, right? And the black women think that they're getting this superior man that's gonna be, taking care of them and this, that, and the third, until you find out, until the layers peel back and you find out that she's paying for him. Just like the TikTok lady with the big old white guy. And then it ends up Queen of Kings. And it ends up, she's paying for their whole lifestyle, right? The money that's being garnered off of TikTok and social media is the money that's paying for everybody's lifestyle. She got him out his mama couch. And apparently he was, according to what she's saying, he was a deadbeat dad and, all of these other things. Yet and still, she perpetrated to the world that, he saved her. and he was her white and shining armor. And this is what they think that they're gonna get. This one goes on a reality show, which going on a reality show, that always, I've never seen that really end too well. All of it is for clicks and camera views and, ratings and things of that nature. I never believe these little relationship shows. I never believe that the people who end up together on the show actually want to be together. I think that's really, really rare. Mostly, I just think it's for the cameras. And then once the cameras turn off, they don't even really like each other. So, I mean, he pulled a stunt. After 4 years, hey, I'm getting up out of here because she wanted kids. I don't know that he wanted children. He didn't say he didn't, but he didn't seem emphatic about it either when I was reading different interviews and him telling his side of the story. And he never really says why he divorced. It was more so this like, oh, we're kind of living 2 different lives, and she's pursuing what she's doing and I was kind of doing what I was doing, and it is what it is, and it just kind of fizzled out and I just filed for the divorce. So basically no reason. He didn't say that she did anything to him or anything like that. There was no infidelity according to either of them. And so he just left. She thought she was getting a sexy Mr. Cartwright. She got him on the show. He looked a certain kind of way. He looked fit, whatever. He don't look like no nasty looking guy. You know what I'm saying? And so this was probably up her alley. This is her speed. And so she figured, this is what I got, but you got to pay for them. What they said they will never do with a black man, that black men are weak for wanting their women to go 50-50 with them, or wanting, as they call it, the submissive provider. But they'll go over there and they will bend over backwards for Brad. Notice that Mr. Cartwright always be the one that divorced them 9 times out of 10. He leave them high and dry. And then you're going to pay me. See, they're not bothered by the hyena clan talking about he's not masculine for taking the money. They don't care nothing about what the hyena clan think about that. To me, it's all a ploy. It's a game to them. That's how I see that. I don't see this as nothing else. I see the Mr. Cartwrights that do this stuff, that be a game to them. Just like it be a game for the chicks to do it to the guys. I'm just going to get a guy with this kind of money. I'm going to stick around for a little bit. And then I'm going to divorce him. And I'm just going to say irreconcilable differences because there was really no real reason. And then I'm just going to gank him for alimony or child support or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some type of spousal support, something like that. I'm going to get the bag off of him, essentially. And so this is the game that they're playing. But notice that they play it with black women more than they play it with white women. Right? Because, see, they know that black women are so desperate to have them that they will come into the relationship being the provider and they won't complain about it. Now, they may feel some type of way about it, but they never will open their mouth either. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, she's not necessarily doing it happily. You get me? She's not happy to do it. However, what she's not going to do is throw it up in his face unless and until like it become too much for her. Something breaks her down and the hyena come out. And she be like, no, I did this and I'm doing this. I'm doing it just like Queen of Kings did. But as long as things are kind of going okay, she won't bring that up to him. She'll do her best to not rub it in his face or try not to make him feel some type of way. But the thing about it is, if she got into a situation like that with a black man, he'd hear it all the time. Even if not verbally, it would just be in the demeanor. It would just be in the energy. It would just be in the energy. And every time he requested something, every time he tried to lay down any type of system or structure, that would come up. Like I said, whether verbally stated or explicitly stated or not, it be in the energy. So what she be trying to do here is kind of keep that tamp down. You know, we're not going to really display it, even though I kind of feel a certain type of way, because, you know, Black women going to be Black women, right? They don't change. That's the other thing that I want to kind of address. They don't change for Brad. They try to keep a better face for him, but there's no changing it. Them back feet gonna come out, period. Okay, especially when they being put in a situation where they really do have to be the guy in the relationship, because hyenas is always looking to get over. All right, so Brad is a good look out, you know, from the outside looking in. So they assume that having him is a good look. It's like a status symbol, but at the same time, behind closed doors, they feel away because they're still the guy in the relationship. They're not really getting over because he's not being a white and shining armor. He's not actually taking care of them and sweeping them off their feet and doing all of this stuff that they claim and want to swear to Black men that white men are doing. I keep telling them white men are not doing this kind of stuff. And then they pick the same kinds of guys, whether Black or white, because you attract what you attract. That don't change. I don't know why these divestors think that changes. Who you are is what you will attract. I don't care what color they are. So if you're a lioness, you're likely going to attract a lion from anywhere. But if you're a hyena, you're going to get another hyena. That's going to be your speed. And it don't matter what color they come in. That's a delusion that divestors like to be in. That because he's white, or just at least he's not Black, that somehow it's just better this way. Like, and y'all gonna learn. I don't know. Maybe y'all won't learn. Maybe you won't learn. Maybe these white dudes is gonna continue to have a field day with y'all. Y'all little boss chicks. Y'all little Black boss chicks. Paying top dollar to be the man in the relationship, girl. And then you want to say other Black women that are in honest to goodness relationships with Black men are doing struggle love. What you call this? What do you call this? Because I promise you, I ain't never had to pay no man to leave or stay. You got to pay him to stay and pay him to leave. What kind of crap is that? Hyenas is crazy and delusional and out of touch with reality. Y'all gonna keep getting played with like this too. Now you just gotta kind of go about your business, and he gonna go about his business with 13,000, because that's a good amount of money a month. 13 stacks every month. Yeah, shoot, he making a good $130,000 a year just off of you. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye bye, Crimsonites.